What's up guys, Petko here once again. As I promised you, changes are gonna come this week, and first they're rolling out yet again another dungeon nerfs. I think those are the 4th consecutive dungeon nerfs so far, and those are really large. So let's take a look what they're changing and how the things are gonna shape around it. Alright, so first thing, we're having a massive 10% HP reduced to every single creature in Mythic and Mythic Keystone dungeons. This will significantly make every single key easier, from M0 to like plus 15, 16, etc. Now, I've already spoke about this, but one of the major issues that I had myself is dungeons felt a little bit harder on like 12s and 13s compared to live servers, while they try to make it easier. So this will make Mythic Plus significantly easier, and in my opinion, it's going to make more people come and play it. So that's a good one. Alright, so first thing is Priory of the Sacred Flame dungeon. So Blessing of the Eternal Flame, I think this one is the dungeon buff that is available only from having a priest or a paladin. Now it's gonna be having a 3-second cooldown. It's gonna hit all targets in 10 yards, and it's gonna scale with players' attack and spell power instead of keystone level. Okay, so I guess the more powerful you grow up, the better you're gonna be. I wonder if this is gonna actually multiply with the Evoker giving buff to your teammates, which can pretty much mean that having Evoker in Priory could be actually a must, because you will be doing a lot more damage with the buff. Now keep in mind, this buff was doing like anywhere between 25 to 30% of your overall damage, depending on the classes. Some classes did pretty much nothing, like 5%, others did pretty, substantial damage. So I am not sure how that's gonna be, but they're saying that all dungeons are gonna be available later today. As you can see right now, server's offline, so I'll try it out and tell you what's up. Priory's Murphy. I think this is the first boss. Failure to affect the Priory Murphy binding light has been reduced by 95. I actually don't even remember what Priory Murphy is. Could be even second boss. Alright, Neophyte melee damage reduced by 933. Okay, that's last boss. Alright, Neophyte power overwhelming area effect damage reduced by 70. Good nerfs, actually. Holy, they're nuking that. 95% nerf. That's if you fail the effect of binding light. You gotta turn around, for example, to not get blinded. Priory Murphy now cancels inner fire on herself when she applies Embrace the Light at the start of the intermission. Okay, so pretty much no overlapping. Devout Priest can no longer cast inner fire. Replace Devout Priest with Rising Footman in the final chamber of Priory. Good shit. No more casters. Only melee guys, no more casters. So those melee guys, Rising Footmans, were really bad because they had no aggro table. So they would go to your teammates and just melee them for like 5 million damage. Even though they nerfed the melee damage by quite a bit, I wonder if that's still gonna be an issue. Is it gonna be like aggroable? They haven't nerfed anything else in this dungeon except the last boss right now. So interesting. Rookery. So Kiryu's health reduced by 12.5%. That's the first boss. I consider that boss one of the easiest. Reducing the health of it means they just want to make the encounter shorter. But I think that was pretty easy boss, which is pretty long boss, like 3.5 minutes usually. Like 3.5, 4 minutes on like 12, which I think is pretty, it's a lot. Storm Rider Vengeance is no applied. Is no longer applied to players while fighting the Trash before Voidstone Monstrosity, which is the last boss, by the way, which is really good. Now you don't have to exit out of the circle when the stun comes in. Last boss, number of void fragments summoned by new upheaval has been reduced to 3. Okay, this will make the encounter significantly easier for puck players. Very good. Storm Rider charge increased movement speed by 100, was 50 before. It's gonna be faster in stunning the shit. Unleash Corruption periodic rate adjusts from 0.5 to 1 seconds. That's in case you spawn at. If you fail to soak one of the void fragments with the debuff on top of you, you spawn at, which pretty much means you're gonna wipe unless you kill it really quick. That's gonna do now less damage, or like damage every second instead of 1.5, and it's gonna have 20% reduced health. Now new human spawns void fragments evenly around the area, which pretty much means one left, one right, one in the middle, pretty sure. So that's gonna be now much easier encounter. Thumbs up. Cinderbrew M. Remove the patrol of hired muscles in a testing room. Okay, so I think this means the beginning area where there was like 2 hired muscles. Now this was really hard patrol, to be honest with you, and really hard mob to counter. I wish servers are online to show you, but In my opinion, this was really tough. So I'm glad that they're removing this shit. Thumbs up. Brewmaster outdoing Happy Hour occurs at 66:33 health. Okay, so this will make the encounter significantly easier, because back then the first boss could go into the intermission as soon as he had like 100% energy. Now it's gonna be 66:33, which means only 2 intermissions, which means the boss is gonna be like maybe like a minute faster. Hell yeah, dude. Good stuff so far. Bang Busby is the third boss. Honey Marinade now grows into full size over 4 seconds. Good. Cinderbrew health reduced by 40. Okay, so I've never found issue on those bees. They died really quickly. Now they're gonna die even quicker. So, alright, now take it. The nerf's nerf, you know. Darkflame Cleft. One of the hardest dungeon, if not the hardest so far. Wax Bird was the first boss. Reduce the heal to Dynamite card by 25. Nice. Very good change here. Call to Arms now summons menial labors less often, which means less AoE. Reckless charge damage reduced by 37.5. Good nerf to the first boss. I felt like the biggest issue here was the card. People weren't focusing the card, that's why they were wipes. Kando King, one of the hardest bosses ever made in Mythic Plus. I've already talked about it. Extremely hard boss. Early mode periodic damage has been reduced by 16% and no longer despawns when touch the player. Okay. Cursed Wax stun duration by 75. Throw Dark Flame damage reduced by 25 and now targets only 3 players. Good. Interesting. Minecraft event, increase the total number of candles available during the Minecraft event from 8 to 17. Which means the event is now going to be much easier. Also, the speed has been increased by 15%. Thank God. This event was awful. Now it's going to be much more manageable. The Darkness, which is the last boss, no longer covers the trash area before the boss spawns. Which means you can easily kill the last area for percentage, which was really easy. Candle light radius increased by 20%. Candle degeneration rate reduced by 50. Minimum light radius increased by 33. Corridor Creeper and Shuffling Horror enemy force value reduced. Wandering Candle enemy force value increased. Okay, so shifting a bit of force count here. Fair enough. Making last boss significantly easier. And I think this can also apply to the card event. That the candles radius is going to be bigger when you have no candles. That the generation rate is going to be also reduced. I think this can apply also to the Minecraft event here, Minecart event. So I guess we're gonna see. We're gonna be testing it as soon as it's out. Workshop, I think one of the easier dungeons so far. Bomb Tank health reduced by 20. That's the mob before the first boss. Rocket Tongue Barrage now targets only 1 player instead of 2. It's gonna make it much easier for melees, so you don't have to be like watching 20 bombs around you. Otherwise, you're gonna die, which is pretty good. Tussle Tongue is the first boss, moving speed increased by 40. So now you're gonna have much easier time to dragging around. Platinum Pummel radius reduced from 10 to 6 yards, much easier for melee, because sometimes this tank buster could, clip you by mistake, especially if a blade hits the tank, so you're not gonna die all the time. Platinum Pummeler can now move while channeling Ground Pound. Okay, so that means, again, the tank can drag the boss around. Metal Gun Sticky Sludge been removed. I think that was like one of the mobs in this area. I'm not 100% sure. We gotta take a look at this one. Cujo. Venting reduced from 5 to 3 seconds. This was already active by the way on PTR, which felt pretty much better. Explosive Leap now always goes to 3 players. Again, you can bait it as being the furthest away from the leap and vanishing, night elfing, feign dating if you can, or invising as mage. But that's still pretty good. Improved precast visual of Sonic Pose. They should also nerf the AoE effect coming from the Cujo, that hits pretty hard. Mechagon Mechanic Overclock Haze buff reduced from 100 to 20%, now stacks up to 5 times. You can purge that effect, whatever. Third boss health reduced by 10%, good. And the bots, MK1's Arcane Zip initial cool up increase and cooldown increased, okay? So, I guess, sure, not bad. Motherlode, very good dungeon, I love it. Timer reduced from 39 to 33. Wow, 6 minutes shaving the timer. That's interesting. Mastermind was the mob after the second boss. Mind Lash now targets a single player instead of multiple random players. This is going to be much easier for the healer, which is very good. Third boss, Rix's Flux Fame now cast Propellant Blast 3 times instead of 2. Because with 3 times you can clear the whole area, which is going to make the boss fight easier. Good stuff. Crawler Mine, oh my god, I hate this. No longer explodes when defeated or when players other than the fixate target move within range. So you can walk through the Crawler's Mine as long as it doesn't target you. That's really good though. But the health also increased. I think we tried to skip all the mobs after the third boss and we felt really good. Because back in the days we used to do the same thing. We used to get the trash in the first initial area of the dungeon and a second area, and then we will skip everything from the third boss to the last boss because it was pretty bad. Mogura's Doom, the last boss. Whole missile now target will now be notified while the spell is casting, which is gonna make it easier for people trying to run away from melee as a range to bait the rocket away. Pretty good. Overall, very good changes. And Theater of Pain, timer reduced from 38 to 35. Healthy change here. First boss, Desia is the tank buster which destroyed the tanks. Melee attack speed increased from 0.1 to 3 seconds. Wow, that's a huge nerf to Desia, by the way. Mortal Strike duration reduced by 50% and healing reduced increased from 30 to 50. Okay, so shorter duration, but it's gonna be like the effect from 30 to 50. Okay, fair enough. Mighty Smash cast time increased from 2.5 to 4 seconds. This gives you much better reaction time to place your defensives on Mighty Smash, especially if you have a debuff on you. Pass around, melee damage reduced by 55. No longer cast Plague Bolt. So pretty much like first boss doesn't cast any abilities anymore. Just gotta dodge. Noxious Spores now targets players every 3 seconds instead of 2 seconds. And missile travel time increased from 3 seconds to 1.5. Wow, so it's gonna give you like so much time to react and dodge because people were like dying on a first boss apparently. Withering Touch now targets only 2 players instead of 5. Oh my god, they actually nuked the first boss. This dungeon could be a joke now. What the heck? This boss is like, they nuked it. Searing Death duration reduced to 8 seconds as well from 12. Wow. They nuked the healing requirements and also any mechanics. Like you don't have to kick anymore. And they nerfed tank busters by huge. Okay. Adjusted ability pacing, which means the balls that around you now is gonna be like much slower. Dead spiral movement reduced by 40. I think this is the balls. So very good so far. Well of Darkness duration is gonna be 6 seconds. That's a debuff, which was pretty hard. So I like this change, by the way. It's gonna make the fight much easier. The balls to travel slower. Thumbs up. And last but not least, we're having Floodgate, the new dungeon. Big Mama was the first boss. Barrier periodic damage reduced by 28. It wasn't a big of a problem if you pop defensive. Electro Lush impact damage reduced by 10 and periodic damage reduced by 22. Okay, I would have loved to see some health reduced on the ads. Or give more time for the effect to like finish. I don't know. I wanted to see ads being nerfed here. Or at least give it more time. Yeah, I mean, I don't like this change. Swamp Face, Razor Chalk Vines, periodic damage reduced by 15. I stated today on stream this was gonna happen, and it happened. 15 is not that much. You should nerf it by like 30 or 40%. It's still gonna be hard. Awaken the Swamp, periodic damage increased by 15%. Okay. So doesn't change the fact. You're gonna take 15% less damage from the vines, but then you're gonna get 15% more damage from the AoE coming in the intermission. Same shit. Like, hello? This is still gonna be insane HP. Like today we were dying with 3.2 million HPS on a plus 12 on that boss with Bloodlust. We were dying. Like that's how hard it was. Crazy. Without Evoker, obviously. Sniper, one of the hardest mobs in the dungeon. Damage reduced by 25. Still need to be nerfed. Not enough. Bubble backlash duration up to 6 seconds. It was 10. Okay. Alright. Well, I think a lot of good changes, guys and girls, happening for Mythic Plus. They're nerfing things around the board. I expect one more round of nerfs. A few more things that I don't like myself. specifically in the newer dungeons. We're gonna see how things are gonna go, but so far they make Mythic Plus a lot easier for mass amount of people, so I'll be looking myself to be testing it tomorrow once or later today if servers come back. Keep a look for the class changes. They should be coming as well. If not today, then tomorrow. We're hoping to see more stuff around, so don't sleep. Click the subscribe button so you don't miss out the video that's gonna come. I'll see you tomorrow or later. Peace out. Have a good one. Take care. Bye for now.